May you have auspiciousness and causes of success. May you have the confidence to always do your best. May you take no effort in your being generous, sharing what you can, nothing more, nothing less. May you know the meaning of the word happiness. May you always lead from the beating in your chest. May you be treated like an esteemed guest. May you get to rest, may you catch your breath. May the best of your days be the worst of your tomorrows. Whoa. And may the road less paved be the road that you follow. Whoa. Well, here's to the hearts that you're gonna break. Here's to the lives that you're gonna change. Here's to the infinite possible ways to love you. I want you to have it. Here's to the good times we gonna have. You don't need money, you got a free pass. Here's to the fact that I'll be sad without you. I want you to have it all. Oh, I want you to have it all. I want you to have it. I want you to have it all. May you be as fascinating as a slap bracelet, and may you keep the chaos and the clutter off your desk. May you have unquestionable health and less stress, having no possessions though immeasurable wealth. May you get a gold star on your next test. May your educated guesses always be correct, and may you win prizes shining like diamonds. May you really own it each moment to the next. May the best of your days be the worst of your tomorrows. Whoa. And may the road less paved be the road that you follow. Whoa.
Hi, my name's Julia Swaggerty, and I teach 7th grade science at Jackson. We did a really interesting Bernstein unit focusing on cause and effect. Students got to study an artist who is also a scientist, and this artist, Jill Pelto, will incorporate graphs into her pieces, real graphs that have to do with oftentimes an environmental impact that's happening. So we explore the idea of how art can be used to give a message of passion about the environment, about climate change, and this was something that we incorporated into our ecosystem unit. So this is Jill Pelto's work, Temperature Rise, which is the red fiery graph line. There is glacier melt, there is carbon dioxide levels, and sea level rise. So she combined all these different graphs of real life data into this beautiful artistic piece. As we focused on this significant question. So this drove our unit. How do humans affect their environment? We focused on how they impact climate change, how habitat loss impacts animals. There was lots of different areas that we focused on, and then the final piece is when students got to create, and they got to focus on something that they're passionate about and make that into a piece.
My name is Hazel, and this is my artwork. This is a graph of the greenhouse gas emissions that have gone up over the past few years. This is what polluted cities look like now. However, in a few years, they may look like this. If we don't stop emitting carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, and then this red circle in the middle is really an abstract part of my thought process of how the earth will be on fire. And then I really enjoyed doing this through art because I'm a visual learner, and I just find it much more rewarding, and things I learn stick with me longer if I actually create something rather than reading a textbook or listening to a lecture. So.
I'm Jackson. My mom has been an artist since I was really little. I think she started painting when I was born, actually. And I think it's a good way to speak about things that you can't say with words, and anyone can understand it, really. So I really liked this project, doing it last year. It was one of my favorite projects I did. And yeah.
My name is Gail Van Leeman, and I teach 7th grade language arts and social studies. And I've been working with the Bernstein unit and program for about 4 years now. And I have found that it has greatly improved my teaching methodology. I so appreciate being able to bring everything together under a concept, and that worked so well in a book that we read called Tangerine. And so we even wound up creating our own masterwork by creating embroidery pieces where students came up with the concept of the relationships, once again, of nature and humans. I teach kids how to thread a needle. And for many of them, they've never done that before, and tie a knot at the end of the needle. And then sit and choose their colors and sit around a table together where they're busy with their hands and they're discussing what they're trying to create. I find them talking about some of the conflicts in the book that we've read. And there is a tremendous sense of pride. For those who are struggling, just even reading the novel, for reasons of English as a second language, have various challenges in their lives, maybe can relate to the concepts we had in the book, and others who cannot, but they came together and found a place to hook into it and find meaning for themselves. And the kids get so much out of it. So I'm grateful to have the Bernstein program and plan to have 2 Bernstein units this year, maybe even a 3rd, who knows?
In 6th grade, our Bernstein concept was movement, and we learned about how movement goes into our daily life. And we learned about immigration and trade, and how movement flows with our theme of our writing and art.
Okay, so we did copper impression, and so what we did is we had our topic that we wrote about, so we each wrote, and then we had to draw like an image for it and then put it into the piece. And so like right here, to me, it really represents the movement. And so we were trying to show the movement, and it's really helpful because you can see how like words can turn into art very easily.
My name is Megan Palmer, and I teach 6th grade math and science. And I think one way that the Bernstein program has affected my teaching or impacted the way that I teach is it also allows me to dig deeper into planning units of study that can be woven across my curriculum. So if I'm creating a math unit or say a science unit, I have ways to weave this into the social studies and language arts components. And then I think that of course it allows students who might otherwise understand something on the surface to understand it in a deeper and more rich context. But it also just makes the entire unit more applicable to their own lives and to the world that they're living in, the society that they're living in, and they're able to really make applications, apply that to again, the world as a whole, their little bubble, their community, and themselves as individuals. We got to take a field trip and look at labyrinths in Portland, and it allowed them the opportunity to get outside their bubble, see things that they would never otherwise get in a classroom setting. We got to, go visit a labyrinth and walk it. And those kinds of experiences, they're gonna remember, they're gonna take with them. And it might be something that they don't even think about for 10, 15 years. And then they're traveling somewhere and that place has a labyrinth and they're like, I know what that is. And of course, it's fun, very, very fun. The kids love Bernstein projects. Doing art with beans and, creating a 25-foot labyrinth and, using, recyclables to create that into art. All of those things are things that they're probably not have ever connected to a concept like math or science or language arts or social studies. And yet Bernstein allows them to weave these concepts throughout their entire all of their subjects in school. So I see great value in it for both myself because it makes me dive deeper as well as the students. Thanks.
Destiny.
Calming.
Family.
World peace.
Relaxing.
Hi, this is Joe Maddox, engineering design teacher down in the shop at Jackson Middle School. And I want to start by saying thank you so much for all of your donations, because what you do for us is allow us to do the Bernstein projects that we love so much. So I'm standing next to one of ours that is our totem poles that we did a number of years ago down here at the shop. And we've done Louise Nevelson murals, we've done birdhouses, we're doing cutting boards this year. We get to do a variety of projects because of your generosity, and I want to thank you again. I love the Bernstein Project. I think it is an amazing program. It gets your kids, it gets all of our kids thinking in a way that is different than their everyday thinking. It's higher level thinking, they're making connections across the curriculum. If we're doing, like, our cutting board one this year is about relationships, and we're going to be talking about the relationships with the wood, but they can talk about relationships in their social studies classes. They can talk about it in the math. They can talk about it in language arts. And this is what is so critical for your kids' thinking and the connections that they make to not only within the school, but in the outer communities and into the world in general. As a parent, my children went here. We did Bernstein projects then as well. To this day, my 28-year-old and my 26-year-old will tell you that their favorite projects that they did at school were their Bernstein projects. My son has one that's a mural up on the wall right now. And whenever he comes to visit, he loves the fact that it is still up there, because it's the sense of legacy that this school provides that is a way for kids to have an outlet, that is a positive way, that creates this energy and this enthusiasm for learning that is absolutely amazing. And so I thank you again. Go Bernstein, we love it!
Thank you very